Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mott's Cage Radio. I'm now joined on the phone by a man who's about to step in the ring. I guess he's also a media guy. We're going to learn all about him. Goes by the name of Lee Honish. Lee, welcome to the show, my man. How are you?
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate doing somebody else's show but my own.
Right on.
Nobody ever wants to talk to me. I'm always the bad guy. I don't know how that always seems to work out.
Yeah, bro. I don't know exactly what's up. I've read some stuff about you. I've checked out some of your stuff. And then I see some crazy video online about you and this other Aaron Truecat. But we'll get to that in a minute. But take me through it, my man. How did you get involved in radio, first and foremost?
All right, so here's how it goes. Just like everybody else, I started out doing a podcast 5 years ago, right? That's what everybody does.
Right.
And this is back when nobody had podcasts. I just got hooked up with it because I was listening to a boxing program, actually, and I couldn't believe that this dimwit was talking about boxing who didn't know crap about boxing. And I thought, well, hell, anybody can do it then. I'm down. So I did this show on boxing, and it was originally called Boxing Net Radio, and that was just so strategically on iTunes I would be above this nitwit. And that was the truth. That was how I really got started doing it, and I just did it out of my garage with no gear. And it grew because I met a guy who was into MMA, and he's like, you're missing the boat on this. And it was really kind of as it was blowing it up on the turn. And so he and I started to work together. The next thing I know, I'm on CBS Radio down in San Diego. I don't know how the hell it happened. Okay, to this day, if anybody asks me how I wound up on Free FM in San Diego, I don't have a legitimate timeline for the story. I know that I was romanced by a bunch of stations. I wound up on a Sunday slot. I think they pulled a half share overall on Sunday, so they didn't really care about giving up the time. It was, like a 2 o'clock Sunday show.
Right.
What I managed to do was pull this 2 share in the 18 to 54 male demographics on Sunday.
Nice.
Which, they always blow it off when you pull an Arbitron rating. Well, that just means that somebody had the Arbitron book who listened to the show. And I said, but that's how it works.
Right.
So they had always kind of blown it off. And the next thing I know, this promoter for a fight organization comes along and says, how would you like to do a promotional boxing event? And I said, sure. Who do you have in mind? And they literally rolled off a bunch of names. And he said, well, how about Danny Bonaducci? He's always up for a fight. And he's on CBS as well. And I said, sure, why not? What do I know? And remarkably, all you really have to do is provoke Danny and you can get a fight out of him. That's kind of the way it works. And fortunately, at the time, he was going through a divorce. And I just said I did Rocky 3. I will say this to this day. I just pulled a flat-out Rocky 3. He was at home calling my show on a Sunday, and he was going through the divorce. And I said, is your wife there?
Wow.
And I said, hey, I know you're going through a divorce, and when you want to see what a real man's like, you want to give me a call.
Wow.
Yeah, that took stones.
I'm going to second that.
That was, and I had only really been on radio for 2 months when I actually did it. Even my program director at the time, he's like, did you have radio experience? Do you know what you're doing?
Right.
I said, no, I just talk. I just go, man. And he's like, he says, this is amazing. He said, you stood your ground with Danny Bonaducci verbally. I mean, the guy's been on radio forever. And it mushroomed into a fight at the San Diego Sports Arena. And I guess the long and the short of that, and it's been publicized on blogs, and I've talked about it on my show, I was basically told how the fight was going to go down. Danny's the talent. I'm the nobody. I don't know if Danny knew or not. I've always said that. I've always contended that. Danny broke my nose that night. I mean, I got jacked up pretty bad from the fight. There's a hole in my right forearm muscle. There's a lot of things wrong with me just based on that fight from 3 years ago.
Wow.
And from there, as you know, Free FM went out of business thanks to Howard Stern. The entire CBS chain went out of business, basically, for talk format. And I wound up on an NBC affiliate out in Riverside, but it actually carried, it was in San Bernardino or Riverside or something. It was an NBC affiliate. It carried all the way through the desert. So everybody coming home from Vegas was listening to this coming back into LA, and we became this really weird insider show. So we just decided, since we had a cult following, I understand that nobody on this, very few of your listeners will probably know who I am because everybody's kind of territorial to their shows and so forth.
Right.
The rumors we've created are generally legendary. Chemo's death, that was kind of started by us. I actually like that one.
It was good.
BJ Penn versus Fedor, another one of my personal favorites that we started that actually got legs for quite a period of time. So we just started to do this crap because we knew that real, writers and stuff coming back into LA were listening to us and just enjoying us doing a real inside show. Because we had Chris Greenman, who was Chuck Liddell's training partner. So we were getting like A-list guys, and we were just, we'd get stories that nobody else got. Like stories about Chuck Liddell at the Sahara Hotel and girls and towels, just crazy crap.
Nice.
Now, jump ahead. I'm done with NBC. I don't like the way they run it. I go back. I start a website called Pro Fight Network. Everybody can go there. It's great. I run it with Chris Greenman now. And we started doing the show for fun again, and I've been kind of picking and choosing radio-wise what I wanted to do. And I had told Chris, I want to fight. I got to erase this Danny thing in my mind. And so we called the Tough Enough people, and I said, I want to fight somebody in the age of 20 years old. He can be a real amateur. I'll pub it. It'll be great. And they said, what about Aaron True? And I said, who the fuck is Aaron True? I got to be honest. Who's Aaron True? But the guy who got choked out by Cyborg. I said, and? So I watched the Aaron True videos, and what I found amazing about him was that he drank his own piss once, too, and then got knocked out by a 13-year-old, too. And I thought, well, that's an easy night's work. I mean, I don't really have to train for this. And so that's how it came to be. Later I found out that he's friends with the promoter. Oh, there's a whole weird politicking thing going on. I mean, I have no issues talking about it. At this point, I mean, Aaron made me sign a contract that if I don't show up, I got to pay him cash.
It's like $1,500, right?
I can't even begin to discuss how far this has gotten out of hand. I understand how these work. Okay, I've done this. I've done it on a larger level. I've done it at the San Diego Sports Arena. I get the concept of how to be the dick in all this. Okay, everybody hates me anyway. I don't know why I'm the most hated man in MMA. Most people don't even know who I am. But once they find out who I am, everybody hates me. And Aaron's a bigger dick than me by far. He's a douchebag, for God's sakes. He's jackass rolled into being fat as well. I don't get his existence, actually. So we start to do this PR and this promotion, and Aaron sends this email and goes, look, you can talk about anything you want, just don't talk about anything personal with my personal life. Now, for those of you that are Googling because you've heard me, let's get this straight. I have a very successful day life. I'm a professional speaker because I've been in real estate and banking for many, many years. That's what I was doing on the side. In fact, I worked at a bank while I fought Danny. I mean, it's no big secret. And so I'm sort of this top real estate speaker on the subject of short sales. So I'm like, cool, dude. Just don't talk about my personal life, and I'm down with it. I keep my real estate and my MMA separate. They're two different crowds. I'm cool. This little fuckwad on one of my shows a couple of weeks ago sends over this text. I think we agreed that this was a no-holds-barred, right? So it's like doing my show.
Right.
This little piece of crap calls me, sent over a text during one of my shows last week. We asked him for a comment, and he's talking about having emails from ex-girlfriends and people I've worked with.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck went through your mind when you sent that?
Right.
I mean, seriously, you can talk about anything you want. I'm a nobody. I got beat up by Danny. I don't know how to there's so much good shit to talk about me. I mean, there really is. I'm a veritable plethora of being an asshole. I have said some horrific things on my radio show that people hate me for. And I'm okay with all of it. That's what I did the show for. Why go after my personal life, women I've dated and loved? I mean, what's next? You're going to talk about my 6-year-old daughter and that I'm a bad dad? That's the only thing left on the Aaron scale of how far do you really want to piss up this tree? So I showed up to go sign this contract. That's how they build it.
Right.
And I got there, and Jeff, the promoter of Tough Enough, by the way, go to toughenough.net and go watch the fight because I guarantee Aaron's going to lose. I show up, and the first thing, there's a fight backstage. Let me tell you how crazy this is. I show up at Tough Enough. There's a drunk corner guy, okay, getting thrown out of the place.
Awesome.
Okay, and I'm not giving away any names of who the fighter was or what happened. But there was a fighter, his corner guy was pissed drunk. And they're removing him from the building. He's drunk and he's belligerent, and they're throwing him out. All right.
All right,
and I
solid.
say, hey, Jeff. Right. And I'm being cool about this, right? I'm like, hey, Jeff, I'm here. Just let me know what you need to do. Now, he's in the middle of throwing this guy out. He stops in the middle of throwing this guy out, looks at me square in the eye and says, nothing's going to happen tonight, right? I'm like, dude, aren't you in the middle of something here? I mean, seriously, you got some pretty heavy shit going down here. And he's like, no, seriously. Nothing's going to happen here tonight, right? I said, well, define nothing, since apparently this is now going to be a discussion. I said, do you just want Aaron to walk out of the cage? He says, as long as Aaron walks out of the cage, we're fine. All right, let me go find Barry. So I go find Barry to sign this contract that Aaron has to have me sign before I walk into the cage, which isn't even a unilateral contract. It's like this one-sided, Lee agrees to everything plus money if I don't show up or make weight bullshit contract. And I'm the only one who's actually done this, mind you. This is the part that's making me insane. I'm 43 years old, fighting a kid who's in his 20s, who's got a fucking muffin under his shirt. Okay?
Outstanding.
What the fuck is going on here? And this is all going on while fights are happening at Tough Enough. So I'm walking around like a dick, being pinballed around through this circus. I'm like, Aaron, where's the paperwork? He's like, I don't know, it's down by the cage. Go away. He doesn't want to see me, and I'm looking at him for the first time. He's like 5'6", 180, 190. God only knows how fat the little.
What is this going to be? What is it going to be fought at? What are you guys supposed to weigh in at?
I've agreed to hit the weight of 180 to 185.
Okay.
I'll come in at 180 something for the fight.
Okay.
Now, mind you, when I agreed to take the fight, I'm 6'1", and I generally walk around at about 210. Okay.
Wow.
210, 215. So I'm right now walking around at about 193 at about a 16% body fat. So we're still talking a pretty decent cut to make this weight.
Okay.
But I don't want to hear Aaron say that I didn't make weight either. I've literally gone out of my way because I hate this little fuck so much.
Okay.
So I walk into this cage, right? I'm signing this paperwork. I see Barry, Jeff's brother. Barry gives me the same, nothing's going to happen, right? Like, what do you guys think? I'm like, do you want to have me walk through a metal detector or something? Like, I'm going to shoot the fucker in the ring? I don't.
Like you're totally on some jihad mission and whatnot with bombs and grenades and shit. That's outstanding.
I mean, no doubt. And this is just me by myself. I don't even bring my friend Chris, who, for people who know Chris Griebman, he's about 6'2", former fighter, about 215 pounds. He used to spar with, he used to run around with Chuck Liddell and Randy and Brett. He's a legit fighter. He's a big. I got nobody. I just show up because I don't even want to hear that I had Chris as backup.
Right.
I just walk into the ring, literally toss my camera to a friend, and walk into the ring. My only mistake on that night, I was wearing a Pro Fight Network hoodie, a black one, and I take my keys out, my wallet out, and I put them in my sweatshirt, and I don't realize that my shirt is tucked into my jeans because I was wearing this hoodie.
Oh, that's a good look.
Okay, no shit, right? So what am I getting on the internet? Who's the fucking douchebag in the ring with his shirt tucked in? Like, fuck, you gotta be kidding me. I tackle 5 guys. I mean, what do I have to do to how tough I am? Oh, my God. So here's what happened. I walk into the cage. I'm like, all right, where's this contract? Let's go through this bullshit routine. And Aaron walks up to me, and I look at him, and I'm like, dude, sucking your gut. Everybody's looking.
Okay, so that's what you said first.
Tough. That's exactly what I said to him as he walked up to me. Sucking your gut. Everybody's looking.
That is outstanding.
Thank you. I was actually quite proud of it at the time. And Aaron is looking at me, and he goes, you're shaking. I said, no, Aaron, it's adrenaline. I want to hit you so bad, it's taking all my energy not to strike you at this moment. And Aaron's, no, you're afraid. So if you watch the video, I take a step forward.
Right.
I roll my eyes, and I said, look, dude, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not even remotely afraid. And he goes, no, you're shaking. You're afraid of me. Now, here's exactly what happened, and 100% legit, and I will give Aaron all the credit in the world. My brain, for the 5-hour drive from Long Beach to Vegas, had this in mind. I knew how that was going to happen. Now, here's what I wanted to happen. He was going to say something stupid. I was eventually going to have a brief lapse of temporary insanity. I wanted to kick him in the nuts.
Ooh.
And then guillotine him.
Oh, I like it.
And do a standing guillotine at that, right? Get the guillotine on, then jump up, wrap my legs around him, and drag him down, and then have everybody pull me off of him. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
I like it.
I had planned it meticulously, like a serial killer, okay? I was calling people for advice. I was calling Drysdale. I was calling every guy I knew who did jiu-jitsu for advice on how to do this. I mean, it was like literal psychotic, this is what I'm... And here's why you have to kick him in the nuts, by the way, for anybody listening going, why would you kick him in the nuts just through the guillotine? You need him to lean forward.
Right, to catch him.
You only have two options, which is a gut shot or kicking him in the nuts. The nuts guarantees that he doubles over.
I like it. I like it. You had it planned
right.
out. Like
okay.
It was like dominoes. You had it all laid out, like A to B to C to you're done. I got it. I love it.
It's premeditated, dude.
Yeah.
It's premeditated.
That's good shit.
5 hours of talking to people about this, and people are either saying, yeah, do it, no, don't do it. Look, I train at Team Quest. I've got friends there and in Oceanside. They're wonderful people. I know Robert Drysdale out in Vegas. You know, I know people.
Right.
And this is like this really psychotic discussion all the way up with anybody I can talk to about, well, should I kick him high in the groin? Should I kick him low in the groin? Do I bring it up? Do I kick him so that I get a little bit of the knit? You know,
I wish I would have known you before this. I wish I would have been one of those phone calls. That would have been outstanding.
How radical is this, right?
That would have been awesome.
In the thought process of, all right, it's time to kick him and do this, Aaron says, fuck you, and he pushes me and then runs out of the cage. And I stood there and I'm like, he just stole it from me. What the fuck? And if you watch the video, I'm standing there with my hands out going, he stole it from me. I didn't, you know, he walks over to the edge of the cage and they're like, okay, that's it. And I'm like, no, I don't think that's it. And Jeff, the promoter, walks over and says, all right, Lee, you can go out through the other door. I said, dude, you're going to have to call Metro. I'm not going anywhere. And he's like, come on, Lee, all the joking's done. You can leave the cage. I said, I'm not leaving the cage. Because Aaron, as he's walking out, is doing this throat-slashing thing and then walks out of the cage. I'm like, what is this fucking gay throat-slashing WWE? That's why
what was that?
WWE antics. I'm like, there are no antics here. So dumbass Aaron takes one step back up and into the cage, and that's all I needed. So I just locked myself from one end of the cage to the other. I ran straight at him, jumped up, tried to Superman punch him, and tackled 5 of the ISKA guys, Mir's brother, one of the promoters, Aaron. I took everybody down. Now, if you watch the video, Aaron comes popping up from the bottom of that pile looking like somebody walked across his grave, and you can see it on the video. He's like, I want no part of this.
Hands up, the whole nine, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Now,
I'm done. I'm done.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm done.
Whatever.
All right, cool.
You're so tough.
I got on the bottom of this pile. I got Mir, who's got Mir's brother's got me in a chokehold, telling me that if I'm not done, he's going to choke me out and drag me out of this cage. And I'm like, all right, let's weigh my options.
Right.
And Mir's brother's got me in a chokehold. I got black belts all over me. Basically, everybody's telling me that I'm going to be choked out and thrown out of the building. And I get up and I'm like, all right, I realize that I've lost this and I don't have any backup. I really am literally alone in this ring. No promoters, no friends, nobody. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I come out of the cage, and you can actually see it on my video. They literally escort me out. We're talking Metro, the whole 9 yards. I'm removed. They're talking about assault. They're talking everything. Jump to Aaron and the infamous black eye.
Okay.
Now, I'll say this for the record. There are 3 options for that black eye. Option number 1, I caught him with a left hook over the top with the Superman punch, which is possible.
Okay.
Option number 2, which was one of his theories, which is mostly probably the theory, he fell down on Frank Mir's foot, which is the one I believe. Or option number 3, which Chris Graveman, my co-host, came up with, which is my personal favorite, he just went and bought some fucking makeup like a dick and painted up his eye.
Just did some Hollywood eye up and whatnot for the video, because that's the first thing that he shows in his videos. Like, look at my eye, and then like the total sympathy card. I'm just like, dude, you got choked out by a chick, and you're concerned about your fucking eye. Come on, man.
No fucking doubt, right? So jump ahead. We're supposed to go down to Huntington Beach last week and shoot interviews this past weekend, me and Aaron. And I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll be there. So Chris tells me Aaron doesn't want you there. All right, why doesn't Aaron want me there? well, I don't know. Really, he doesn't think that I can go somewhere in public and control myself. Really. I couldn't even believe, I can't believe half the shit I have to endure for this fight. The promoters are friends with Aaron, so if I even blink or sneeze, everybody's trying to find a way to kill this fight. They don't want to put me in the cage with him. I've made it very clear. I don't give a shit about the rules. I really personally don't give two shits about the rules or what happens once that door is closed. I don't care about the timekeeper. I don't give a crap about any of it.
Nice.
I want to rip his fucking face off.
Now this will be your first.
Crack my ass off of him. I will probably. Honest to God, I expect to lose the fight by DQ. That's how this is going to go down.
Okay, because if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
No doubt, man.
Okay.
In the words of the great Jesse Ventura.
There you go, my man. That
what
is
if you must
outstanding.
lose if you must, but that's right. What if you must lose if you must, but cheat always cheat?
Exactly.
Here's the whole thing on it. I really wasn't into the fight. I didn't, I fought Danny a few years ago.
Right.
You want to erase blemishes and shit like that. I mean, it's like a YouTube phenom. A million people have seen it. Everybody's called me a fag. All right, whatever. I can, start to live with it in my older age, I suppose, to a certain degree. But Aaron, to come along and to kick sand in my face, and I don't even know, he got choked out by Cyborg. Seriously. You got choked out by Cyborg. That's your claim to fame.
Exactly.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
So,
I totally get it.
I'm spending 6 hours a day in the gym.
Wow.
Because, honestly, I wasn't taking this fight seriously. I wasn't from the beginning. I'd gone through some really difficult shit in December and January. Had a falling out with the people that I did the radio show with at MMA Bay. Lost name rights, had a big struggle with them, and I was just, fuck this. I mean, it's just something to take my mind off of everything for a little while, and Aaron, dumbass Aaron, decided to make it personal. So I'm lucky. I'm hooked up with the brand new Oceanside Team Quest. Brian Harper's running it, along with it's a Dan Henderson facility. It's awesome. It's awesome. Brand new, just opened. They run classes 9 to 9 every night. The place, they give discounts to military people there in Oceanside. It's a freaking awesome facility, right? I've got Robert Drysdale in Las Vegas, okay? 6-time Abu Dhabi champion, I think? Six time. Who lets me roll around there and train and work out with him. I guarantee Aaron's not working out this hard. In fact, one recent report who saw him said, I don't even think he's trying to cut weight.
Wow.
I offered to let him wear a rash guard for the fight because I'm embarrassed for him.
Wow. Now, does he have a fight name? Are we giving him a fight name? Because I was thinking like maybe Butter Tits or something.
No, Bitch Tits by his own admission.
Tits.
I mean,
that's the one
really
that sets him off. That's the one that sets him off. I just thought I'd upgrade him to Butter Tits.
Butter Tits isn't bad either, man. He's just a sad, fat little putz. I mean, he doesn't want to make this personal. I mean, I can go personal all day long. Personally, and I said it this weekend on my show, how the fuck does he get laid? And does he do it without paying for it?
Wow.
That's my question. I mean, I can't believe that a woman would be willing to put his penis in her mouth.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, he's hanging around with Chris Cyborg, but that's a whole debate for another show.
Wow. Wow. All right. So how long?
There might be a reason why I'm the most hated man in MMA, but
Well, you got to tell it like it is, my man. And yeah, I can feel you on that. All right. So this fight is going down.
I'm going to live the Chuck Liddell life. Well, I figured this out. I'm going to live the Chuck Liddell lifestyle, right? I'm going to go in the night before the fight, and just to make it fair, I'm going to be just like Chuck and go to Studio 54 the night before the fight. I'm going to get a couple of 8 balls of Coke, allegedly, and get drunk and have prostitutes and get, completely shit-faced Friday night before my fight with Aaron, just so that I can walk the steps of Chuck Liddell on Saturday.
How's
that for allegedly for you?
Those are some shoes to fill right there, my man. That wow. That was pretty epic.
It's true. I actually have. I wanted to cheer Aaron up, so I'm thinking of wearing a pair of Iceman trunks. So at least he's got the potential for possibly knocking me out with a glass jaw like Chuck's. I mean,
wow.
Wow.
Outstanding.
How far down this road can I go?
All right, so like if you're going for the DQ, et cetera, and so forth, obviously I don't think this one's going to make it out of the first round. We're trying to for maximum.
No. That's where you got it wrong.
Oh, really?
I want this to go all the way. I'm thinking the final 30 seconds DQ.
Oh, there you go. So you're gonna drag him through 3 rounds of pain.
We're talking old school GSP, BJ Penn, break their spirits, never the same guy ever again kind of mentality.
That's what I'm talking about.
He might get the win. I want him to get the win. It's for charity. I mean, the guy has Crohn's disease.
Right.
He's doing this for charity. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally down with the whole charitable aspects of this.
Right.
So for that, I'm going to let him win.
So you
in the final 15 seconds.
Yeah, and you can still be the bad guy because we'd hate to ruin your reputation.
You know? He's not going to win any other second of that fight. I guarantee you that. It's going to take as it stands right now, I have growing hairline fractures in my right hand and bruising on a few of my knuckles from training and hitting the bag so hard. Because I can't control myself in the gym. When I start to think about him, I hit the bag harder and harder and harder and harder. And this is through reps.
Well, you're kind of like...
I'm just going to shoot myself up full of hydrocortisone and just go in there, Rich Franklin style and get the job done.
You're kind of like Tito Ortiz style with a cracked skull. You fought it with a cracked skull. That's what you could tell him afterwards.
Yes, but I didn't get mine at a bar fight in Huntington Beach. Mine has probably come from training camp. Allegedly.
Oh, that is so outstanding. All right, so this one's going down, March 12th, I believe it is, and it's on the internet. Like, we can buy this and watch this this fight, can't we? I believe it's online.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. You can, I'm lucky, you can just Google the name Lee Honish. You can Google Tough Enough. I think it's $10. It's a great night of amateur fighting. I'm totally down with the Tough Enough organization, always have been. They have done so much for amateur mixed martial arts. I don't even know where to begin on the subject. It's a great idea. The problem with the organization,
drunken
from a
cornerman.
business standpoint,
Drunken cornerman.
There's no money. There's no money in this car crash for them. So they came up with this idea of putting a couple of celebrities together. The problem is, somebody invited the turd to the punch bowl, and that just happens to be me.
Nice.
And now everybody's a little upset that I'm here.
Well,
I don't know what
I'm not. I'm pretty excited. I didn't give a shit about Aaron True, but now I'm really into this whole deal. I saw an interview with him and Chris Greenman yesterday. He apologizes for this, that, and the way he behaved, and he's doing this for charity, and blah 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 blah. And then I don't know, but Greenman's daughter threw a pretty solid elbow into his midsection, and I thought, that could be an injury that could prevent the fight from happening, but I don't know. Any word on that?
You should watch it. Okay, here's the one I always say to go see. Watch his last episode of True TV. Now, Aaron shouldn't be in front of a camera, period, and how he has a job doing video anywhere or a publicist or whatever the fuck it is that he does, right?
Right.
Because he's reading cue cards to do interviews. I don't even get that.
That's awesome.
Dude,
he's the Milli Vanilli. He's the Milli Vanilli of MMA. I love that.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. It's really hard.
He's fucking lip syncing
too. Outside of interviewing somebody like Matt Brown, who has Mike Brown, who has no personality. I mean, pretty much all of them have decent stories. So Aaron on his last videotape puts a video clip up of a 13-year-old who knocked him out at King's MMA.
Solid.
Now, I want to make this clear. This is how he quantified it on his Facebook. But it was a legit 13-year-old.
What the hell does that even mean, bruh?
Dude, that's like saying a girl knocked me out. At the end of the day,
she's a legit girl.
I give him credit. I until I see DNA tests, I'm never going to be sure on Cyborg. So I don't know what he got choked out by in that particular case. So I know for sure it was a 13-year-old this time, okay? I saw it. In fact, I was looking over at Quest today for a blue or a purple belt who was 13 so I could see just how, as he puts it, legit a 13-year-old could be.
That's outstanding.
I have to...
Now, you guys don't know if he's got a blue belt or a purple belt, so you just gave him a turquoise belt. That's another thing that that I liked. I thought that was pretty solid right there.
All right. well, here's the whole thing. He claims to have a blue purple belt or a blue and I just call it a turquoise belt, whatever the fuck it is.
That's solid.
Now, did he get it from Rafael Cordero is my question.
Okay.
He trains out of King's MMA.
Right.
Did he get it from Cordero? Now, how does somebody get a turquoise belt in 3 months? Because Cordero's only been open for 3 months.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that goes down because he claims to be training for like a year and a half under Rafael.
Dude, King's MMA has been open for, 3 months in Huntington Beach? Maybe? I mean, unless he was somewhere else training with him, and that's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to double check on that. I can ask the Rhino and a few of the guys here locally that have affiliations with that.
Rhino.
Yeah.
How is Doug? And how is Dougie?
Doug's the man, bro. Don't start hating on my boy Doug, because I'll show you some straight talk shit to you. You may be the most evil guy and
Dude,
whatnot.
Dougie used to do my show. Ask Dougie about the Fight Net Radio years.
All right. That's my boy right there.
I ran hard with the Rhino. Look, we came up to Tachi. We've run the run.
Okay.
We've done the shit. We've run the same ground. I'm down with you. I mean, I miss Dougie. I actually miss Dougie and all those guys up there. Those were some of the fun years of doing the show when we were on CBS and NBC, and everybody was just, it was fun. And now I've wanted to have fun. It's kind of like the retirement period. You guys, like you, there's so many good shows out there. Look, I'm not in the business of competing anymore. It's more about fun for me.
Yeah, I just don't give a fuck. You know, just go ahead.
Yeah, training 6 hours a day is not fun. It's not funny. It's not enjoyable.
No.
I hate the gym.
That's why I don't do it.
Isopure.
Right.
I'm drinking Isopure right now. I want to eat double stuffed Oreos and drink milk.
Yeah.
And watch Gordon Ramsay cooking shows and get fat.
There you go. There you go. Hell's Kitchen rules. I do love him. I can't imagine why you like that show. Yeah, no doubt.
Everybody's a closet Gordon Ramsay fan.
Hell yeah. You donkey.
Hell yeah.
I love the guy. Yeah, he's outstanding. Yeah, so.
There you go. See, and that's what look, I'm at the beach right now. I'm down in Oceanside. It's about 75 degrees.
Nice.
I'm still in my trunks, and I got a freaking cup still between my legs because I just walked out of Oceanside Quest.
Okay.
And I'm going to go back in 3 hours and train again.
Nice.
For Aaron fucking True.
All right, so it's going down. It's March 12th. If he was here right now, I know you guys had your little words in the cage, but your final farewell to this guy, if he was here right now before the fight, what is it that you would say to this guy?
It's the same question I really asked him in the cage. What possessed you to make this personal? I'm dead serious. I'm just dying to know the answer. What went through your fucking mind to piss me off this bad? I mean, clearly I've got a history of being substantially insane and doing insane behaviors. I mean, you don't need to help it along any. What the fuck possessed you? Dead serious. What the fuck possessed you to make this personal with me? And to pick at least two of the items that would make you the fucking craziest on top of it.
Solid.
Oh, my God.
Solid.
Yeah. How was that for you? Was
I liked
over
it.
The top?
I'm ready for a cigarette, to be honest with you. That was outstanding.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's I'm going to drop the cup back in and drive back up the Quest in a few minutes and go get beat up by guys who were on The Ultimate Fighter, who are, some dead-ass fucking major league talent. I mean, Cordero's got talent, but I don't picture, Muffin Belly rolling around with Fabricio Verdum. I don't see it.
Right.
I mean, I was legitimately rolling last week with guys that were on The Ultimate Fighter, okay, and they were beating the shit out of me and having great joy in it.
That's good times. That's good times.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, here's the idea, all right, and I'm going to put this out there for you guys, and Dougie doesn't qualify because he's technically a pro, nor would I ever fight Dougie. When I win, if I decide to win, okay,
right.
I'm not going to DQ. The idea for Tough Enough is to make this an ongoing thing with personalities.
Okay.
That would mean a championship and a title, and I know they're still toying with it, but, the Tough Enough people are mad at me at the moment because I dropped the fucking deuce in their punch bowl.
Yeah.
But, I love Jeff and Barry. I'm just doing what I do. You brought me to the party, and here I am.
Right.
Once I win, theoretically, it's a title. Theoretically, there's going to be a belt. Theoretically, they want to rotate in people to defend against me because there's no fucking way unless I fall over, break my neck on the way to the ring that I lose to Aaron True. And legitimately, there is no physical way that he can beat me. That I would be defending it against other MMA personalities. So if any of you guys want to, step up, and as long as you don't talk about my girlfriends or my day life or my daughter, I guess we're cool, and we can, go roll and keep moving this belt around. And I think it's good for. Here's why I liked it when they posed it. I'm really tired of those fat, slovenly guys sitting around the fucking cage talking about MMA who can't even fucking run a lap. Okay?
That'd be me.
Talking about, well, if he did this or if he had done that. There's a guy with Go Fight Live that does the play-by-play out of Vegas.
Uh-huh.
I don't know which one he is. He's fat, and he's pudgy, and he reminds me of Aaron. I swear to God, when I'm done beating up Aaron, I want to walk out of the cage and beat him up because I've heard him.
There you go.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Well, I've heard some of those guys at Go Fight Live, and I'm going to agree with you. I'm just going to wrap them all up in the big ball that you do. Next, I can't even believe it.
I'll fight them all on the same night.
That's outstanding. Just start rotating them in.
Just bring them on in. I'll make it a tournament. One of you guys might walk away with the belt. I'll fight 2 or 3 of you in one night.
You know who I want you to fight? If it's going to be a celebrity deal, I want you to beat the shit out of Gus Johnson from the Strike Force broadcast.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Oreo cooks walking the planet, Gus Johnson.
Dude, what was this makeup job that he had on the last thing? I don't know if you saw this transsexual look that he had.
Even over Morrow? Come on, let's be honest. Even over Morrow?
It would be a coin toss. I swear to God, I could not. I couldn't even decide if I would let you bitch slap those ridiculous colored glasses off of his face or choke out Gus Johnson. But those would be 2 top choices that I would have for you to fight. Anybody in particular you would fight celebrity-wise? Is there somebody?
I'll tell you. I'll give you a name, and everybody's going to say I'm insane for stepping that far up. Look, I want to bring Frank out of retirement, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, snap.
Wait, and I'll tell you why. If he loses, wins or loses, I'm sure he'll beat the shit out of me. There's no question about that. I'm not saying that I can beat him. Look, he takes the fight, we do it for charity, but he's got to get the fucking braces off of his head, all right? They got to go.
There you go.
The braces have to go.
Is he taking HGH? What is that all about?
Is he still sporting those goddamn braces?
I think he is. I've been sitting cage size lately, so I haven't had to endure the commentary, but...
God damn, we're talking years with those fucking things on his head.
Yeah. I don't know what that's all about, but I want to see him and his brother fight. Otherwise, I don't want to hear anything from him, to be quite honest with you. I'm pretty much done with that. I just want to hear...
Honestly, the reason I'm doing this, look, I would love a shot at the guy that I used to do MMA radio with, Michael Pepper, over in England.
Okay.
I'd love to fly his ass out.
Okay.
And beat his ass up.
Okay.
But, he just doesn't get it either. I mean, he wants to make it personal. He actually wrote shit about my daughter in an email.
Wow.
I'm like, dude.
Good guy alert.
I mean, I have a fairly successful day life. I can't have you fucking running around doing crazy shit. At the end of the day, I want Danny back in that cage. If I can get Danny one more time, that would be, the end-all, be-all.
That's pretty solid right there. I like that. It would be MMA, though. It wouldn't be boxing, right? Or would you just want boxing?
It would be MMA.
Oh, it would be MMA.
I have a background in wrestling, so,
Oh, okay.
And there have been a lot of reports and a lot of rumors about my wrestling background, and I will neither confirm nor deny the validity of any reports anybody's heard, because I don't want to scare Aaron away any further than he already has. But I pretty much agreed previously that I won't take Aaron down. I pretty much changed my mind on that. I wouldn't mind being on top of him for at least one round of just throwing elbows and grinding his face.
Yeah, because you can throw elbows in tough enough, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
On the down, you can.
that has to happen.
I don't know about in the standing position, so I don't want it to end too fast, but I know that on the ground I can.
Bro,
I can
if
grind
you
him out
drop
a bit more.
elbows on it, look what one foot did to his fucking eye. If you start dropping elbows on him, bro, he could die. He could be
I could only hope.
He could be like a busted up Pillsbury Doughboy looking motherfucker at the end of the fight. Like, wow, that's just like, I could see how colorful his face would be for the next show. That would be awesome. That'd be the gift that kept giving. You know how many episodes his face would be colored up? That would be epic.
Well, here's the thing. He has some kind of semi-successful Hollywood career of some sort. I don't really know what he's like an extra or something. I don't know what the fuck he does. All right. right? He's got
fluffer.
Yeah, he does something. He's got a day life, and I'm not fucking around with that. He's afraid of me showing up in Huntington Beach because that might affect his, day life. I'm speaking 3 days after this fight at a real estate event for 3 straight days in front of probably about 1,000 real estate agents. I don't really give to... Look, if he walked into the ring with a baseball bat and caught me, okay, and cut me right over the eye and one of my eyes hanging out, I'm still going to the event and I'm still going to talk. I'm still going to go do my day life.
Right.
Aaron wouldn't have me in Huntington Beach for fear. He's a walking non-fucking sequitur of he doesn't even get how fucked up he is.
Oh, that is outstanding. I can't wait for this fight. This is definitely going to be epic, my man. Well,
look, it's an amateur organization. They certainly could use a few more pay-per-view buys. I'm certainly happy to provide them with the circus, but here's the thing I just don't get, and I really like Barry and Jeff, and I really want to sell this and make it successful for them. What I don't get is you knew who you were bringing to the party. I mean, my reputation generally, once everybody realizes who I am, I'm more like a rumor or a myth of a human being. And once people realize it's actually me, it's like, oh, it's you. I'm like, well, yeah, fuck, I'm a real person, all right? Deal with it. This is really what I do. And once I do it, everybody's like, well, we didn't expect you to go that far. I'm a huge fan of Howard Stern, okay, and I still listen to him even on satellite. They've got a guy on the show named Sal Governal, who basically gets drunk at parties and pulls out his dick wherever he goes, right? Now, the reason I draw that parallel, wherever I go, something usually happens. And then everybody looks at me and shrugs and goes, why'd you do that? You fucking brought me here. You knew it was going to happen.
That's part of your charm, my man. It's outstanding.
Yeah, I guess.
That's outstanding.
When you start to really go down the road of being, it is what it is. It is what it is, and I'm happy for the Tough Enough organization. I'm sure they're going to have one of their largest events to date. They're certainly going... They've gotten more press than they've gotten in quite some time, and I'm literally walking around on eggshells at this point because I'm literally at the point I don't care what the deal is. I'm just going to show up on Saturday night and fight a way into that cage with Aaron. I want to stalk him. I'm so pissed off at him.
This is outstanding. All right, my man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time with me here on Cage Radio. I want to give this time to shout out anybody you want before I let you go.
Absolutely. You can definitely go check out Pro Fight Network. That's our website. You can definitely listen to my show. You can Google my name, check out the blogs. I cannot say enough about the brand new Quest in Oceanside. Holy crap. Dan Henderson, Brian Harper's facility out there. It's just thousands and thousands and thousands of square feet of rings and mats and world-class guys to roll with every single day. They've got discounts if you guys are in the military. I literally can't say enough about Team Quest in general. And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Drysdale. Definitely check out I think it's robertdrysdale.net. Or 6-time. I don't want to short Robert. I'd always say go with more. 6-time Nogi Abu Dhabi, I think, for Robert. I don't want to get in trouble because Robert will fuck you up if you get it wrong. And, of course, Tough Enough. QFFNUFF.net. You'll see the banner on the right. There's definitely information about the pay-per-view. Go hit the page up. Get yourself registered or on their mailing list so you can definitely get down. And we will see you on March the 12th. I figure the execution should go off for the co-main event, so somewhere around 9 o'clock.
All right, fantastic. Well, we wish you the best of luck, my man. Keep me in the loop. I will definitely be contacting you probably again close from the event. This was a good time.
I'll tell you what. I'm so happy with this. You want the exclusive right after the fight? Are you going to have to watch this? You going to come to Vegas?
You know what? I'm going to try to figure out. I've got so many things going on, but we will figure out something. We'll definitely.
I'll give you and your fans even over my guys because I can't figure. I do all the technical stuff for my show these days. I will give you the exclusive for your people, all right?
Oh, you were the man.
You can follow me around that day, and we'll do all the exclusive stuff for your people.
Yeah, we need to do some drinking, too. This sounds like a good time, my man.
Oh, look, the party afterwards will be legendary. Look, the upside to this is Chris Grayman has promised me that if I'm willing to knock out Aaron within the first 30 seconds so we have a short night, he will get me 2 redheaded lesbian strippers.
Okay, I like Chris Grayman already, and now you're going to love him.
Here's what I got to say. Just ask the Rhino, all right?
Just ask the Rhino. That's the best quote of this whole interview. Just ask the Rhino. That shall be the title of this interview for sure. All right, my man.
Ask Rhino.
All right, Lee, again, I appreciate you taking time. We wish you the best of luck, and we will definitely check you out again, my man. Thanks again.
Thank you, man.
All right,
Thanks, everybody. Take care.